Alright, hey, Hayes Omega here, and this is the review video for the DB Offroad 420 O-ring chain kit. Alright, so I've had this chain kit on the bike more than a year now. Alright, and I use it for racing in 2023, and I'm about to retire it. Alright, but I have to say, this is the best primary drive system I've ever had on the bike. Alright, I ditched it. So here's the story. I obviously we started off with the belt. All right, and then we went from the belt. We had problems with the belts breaking all the time, and it's like it just breaks at the worst time type of thing. So I went to the DB Offroad 219 chain kit. All right, and so that uses a 219 go-kart chain. I will probably put a link at the end of the video about that chain kit if you're interested in it. All right, but that chain was too needy, all right? Too much maintenance, and it wore out too fast. I was not a big fan of it, all right? And it's hard to find 219 chain kits, all right? It's like a go-kart chain or a cam gear chain or something, right? For like a motorcycle, they use 219 chains, all right? And yeah, so they're not easy to find, all right? But a 420 chain is easy to find, all right? So yeah. I believe that you can get these kits for about 80 bucks. You can buy them where you can buy DB Offroad products, all right, Dirty Bike Off-Road, like eBikeZilla, maybe Grit Shift. Yeah, Grit Shift has them. You can get them for about 80 bucks. In my opinion, it's totally worth it, all right? If you're on the fence about getting it, All right, yeah, so let's take a closer look at it, and I will tell you its advantages and disadvantages and my experiences with it. But I have to say, it's hung in there like the whole year. Okay, so. Alright, bam, there it is. That's the DB Offroad 219 chain kit. Alright. Okay. So here's the advantages and the disadvantages of this kit. Okay. The advantages are it uses a 420 chain, right? 420 chain's really easy to find. Alright, so here's the story. I actually broke the original chain on this. This is not the original chain. Alright, so this is the second chain that I put on this bike. This is a SRT chain. It's actually a chain that came with my bike, and I never installed it, It's an O-ring chain, alright? And yeah, so I've been using this SRT chain for about, oh man, almost a whole year now. Yeah, most of the at least three quarters of the year I've been using this chain. All right, so what happened to the previous chain? Well, some dude crashed into me with the Zero FX in a short track race, indoor flat track race, and it messed up the primary drive. All right, it messed up the chain. All right, something happened, and I think something happened to my jack shaft. My jack shaft got all messed up, and then what I found out after I replaced the jack shaft, why is my bike still vibrating a whole lot? What happened to it? And so I found out that it had ejected some of the rollers. All right, some of the rollers came off, like they broke because of the crash or something, and it was causing the imbalance, all right, in the drive chain, and it was making the bike vibrate a whole lot. All right, and so I took the SRT chain, I cut it down to the same size as the original, the Dirty Bike Off-Road chain, and then I made a new chain out of it, all right? And I still have enough chain to probably make another chain, all right? So that's its greatest advantage. It uses a very common 420 chain, all right? That's cheap and easy to find, all right? And yeah, so I bought the O-ring version, right? The O-ring chain. My opinion on the O-ring is just go get it, all right? It's less maintenance and the chain lasts longer, all right? And it's supposedly it makes it quieter, right? The O-rings make it quieter. The disadvantage of having the O-ring chain is it will sap some of your supposedly it saps some of your bike's power, all right? It was going to make your bike a little bit slower because the O-rings add a little more drag to the primary drive, okay? But on the flip side, yeah, there'll be less maintenance because of the O-rings, okay? It's fairly easy to find the sprockets, all right? You can buy the front sprocket or the rear sprocket, or just buy the whole kit. All right. Another advantage is it makes installation of the chain super easy, guys. You can there's a master link. All right, let's see if we can find it. There it is. So there's a master link here, a clip type master link, you can just pop that master link out. Usually I do it like right here. All right, take that master link out, then the chain breaks, and then you can just take it out and then put it back whenever you want. You know, you don't have to disassemble the whole swing arm, you know, the whole swing arm, the primary drive, to install it. All right, like the 219 chain kit, you couldn't break the chain on that, okay, because it was an endless chain. They didn't have a clip type master link on it. All right, the belt, you can't do that because it's a belt. All right, so that also makes it super nice. All right, it makes installation super easy, and it makes replacing the chain super easy. Okay, so I didn't really have to take everything apart. All I had to do was just make another chain and then just feed it in there and then put the master link in there. All right, so that, I think that's another great advantage for this. All right, and then the next advantage is it's durable, guys. I haven't had to adjust it a whole lot. All right, there's not a lot of slack. All right, yes. Okay, so the disadvantage is, yes, it still does need more maintenance than the belt. All right, the belt is pretty much maintenance free. You know, this one, you have to check the you still have to check for a play. All right, the chain slack, which is like 5 millimeters. It's not a lot. You know, I probably have to tighten it a little bit, but yeah, it's great. All right. I hardly have to adjust it at all. I'll tell you that now, man. I look at it, and sometimes it gets kind of noisy. Then yeah, maybe you want to adjust it. Also, so part of the maintenance is you need to lube it. All right. So as much as possible, try to lube it. It's gonna make a mess, guys. So here, see the my motor is supposed to be red. Well, it's kind of red and black grease color. Like, so yeah, so that's another disadvantage. It makes a big mess, guys. It just flings chain lube everywhere, guys. Chain lube here, chain lube here, chain lube on your skid plate, chain. So I'm running a KO factory spec motor, so it has the phase wires coming out on the other side. All right, and yeah, so that's also another disadvantage is if you break a chain. All right, if you break a chain and it gets bundled up here, all right, or wraps around the front sprocket here on the motor, you could probably crack this block here. Okay, so if you have a motor like this that has the face wires coming out of the left side, you could potentially destroy your motor. Okay, guys, if this chain breaks, okay, if it breaks and it wraps around here, it'll just keep on wrapping, and it'll break this. All right. Fortunately, I haven't had the chain break on me. All right. It kind of broke in that race, but it was still one piece. All right. It was just missing the rollers. All right. So yeah, there is that to be wary of. All right. So hopefully that doesn't happen in the future. All right. But yeah, I have to say my experience with this chain, I raced with it all of 2023. All right. In supermoto races, cross-country hare scrambles, Grand Prix. I raced it in Virginia City Grand Prix, and it never let me down, guys. Never let me down. All right, so I highly recommend. Hades Omega highly recommends a DB Offroad 420 O-ring chain kit. Okay, yeah, it's more maintenance. All right, but it's very, very reliable, guys. It's very reliable, and it makes it working on your primary drive more convenient because you can break the chain and replace it easily if you wanted to. All right, I think there's probably still some life left in this. All right, when I take it out, I might shoot another video. We'll take a look at the sprockets. All right, but yeah, the sprockets still look okay. One thing I remember about the DB Offroad 219 chain kit is the sprockets wore out really fast. All right, this one, the sprockets last, like the front sprocket still looks good. You could probably still use this front sprocket. All right, and this has to deal with a lot of power. Right, my light bee is pushing about 15 kilowatts. And yeah, I've never broken it. All right, I've never broken the chain, never broken the sprockets. It's hung in there. Well, I have broken the chain, but that's not the bike's fault. All right, it's not the bike's fault. It's not the kit's fault. It's because somebody crashed into me. Okay, guys. When I get a chance to take the rear sprocket out, we'll take a look at it. Okay, we'll take a look at it and see how it wore out after about a year of racing. But I have to say, like, I still wouldn't hesitate to ride this bike with this chain. Right, but I'm refreshing the bike for the 2024 season, and I'm going with And I'm going with Wapsha Warp 9, all right? Warp 9 Sauron primary drive kit, all right? There, all right, guys? So that, I will have a separate video about this guy, a show and tell video. Check it out, all right? But that's the next primary drive we'll be running again. But Hayes Mega would not hesitate to go buy a Dirty Bike Off-Road kit, the 420 O-ring chain kit, all right? For this bike again, okay? I have had great experiences with it, and I wouldn't hesitate to buy it again. Okay, so that's my honest review, guys. After a year of racing with this primary drive kit, all right, I have put it through the ringer, and it has delivered. All right, it's supposed the chain kit is supposed to make your bike more reliable, and it is. Okay, it is. All right. I wish I had gone with this in the first place instead of that 219 chain. All right, I don't recommend the 219 chain, but I do recommend this 420 chain kit. Okay, it's freaking awesome. Okay, and yeah, I don't have to worry about it that much. All right, but yes, I do lube it every time. Pretty much every time I go ride it, I lube it. All right, every race I lube it. When I have to do maintenance at the end of the day after a race, because there's another day of racing the next day, I lube it. All right. When I've come back from hitting the trails, I lube it again. All right. So yes, it's gonna be more work to. I mean, it's just about the same amount of work as doing your primary drive, right? So yeah, it's like doing double maintenance. All right, but it's not that bad. It's never left me stranded, guys. It's never left me stranded on a trail, in a race. So I took this bike to Moab and I beat the crap out of this bike, all right? And it just kept on going, right? I didn't have to worry about the primary drive at the end of the day. I didn't have to worry about it breaking on the trails, all right? And out in the desert or something, so. In the Moab desert, that's what I want to say. So yeah, Hayes Omega highly recommends. Okay, thanks for watching. I will have a link to other videos on primary drive stuff, all right, at the end of this video. Check them out. I will probably, in a future video, we'll go take a look at the rear sprocket, because you can't really see it right now. I'm surprised the big sprocket still looks good, man. Yeah, the big sprocket on the DB Offroad chain kit still looks good, but you can see that it's wearing out like this way, right? Yeah, because it would be this way, right? So it would pull it this way. It should wear out this way, right? Yeah, it should wear out this direction. All right, guys, just exactly how I was pointing. That's what I noticed when I looked at it, and that's what it looks like. See, it's wearing out going that way. So this is probably getting close to 50% too, but I'm surprised. This has been on here for a while, man. This has been on here longer than this, but yes, a smaller sprocket will wear out faster than larger sprockets, guys. So just remember that. Okay, but I'm surprised at how hard and strong this sprocket is. This guy, DB Offroad sprocket. Yeah, man, I'm quite surprised. This still looks good. It looks really good. The steel they used on this must be really, really strong, man, because it looks brand new still. I'm not gonna lie, it still looks brand new. Well, yeah, no, you could tell. You could tell it's wearing out like this direction, right? So, yeah, you could see it. It's wearing out in this direction because it spins like this. All right, back there. But you can see the front one, and it looks fine, right? It looks fine. The chain is fine. All right, it's still got. I mean, it's a little loose. Maybe I could probably tighten it a little bit, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to just keep on riding this bike. But we're gonna refresh it for 24. But if I got it lying around and you know, for whatever reason I need a primary drive chain set, all right, chain kit, I wouldn't hesitate to just throw this right back on the bike. Okay, so yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Hayes Mega out.